What's up, and welcome to Period 1 of APUSH, Native Americans and the First Europeans. Native Americans obviously were the first people in modern America, and one important crop they had was maize, better known as corn. When Europeans came over, they brought this crop back home, and it helped to grow and stabilize populations on a large scale. The first known explorer to come over was, of course, the Italian Christopher Columbus, and he was funded by Spain to find a passage to the Far East. He landed on modern-day Hispaniola, which is Dominican Republic and Haiti, and this initiated a New World, Old World exchange of livestock, foods, disease, and technology. And this eventually would become known as the Columbian Exchange and help to develop the transatlantic trade network. Following Columbus, among the first Europeans that came over were Spanish conquistadors, generals who came in search of God, gold, and glory. Two famous ones were Hernan Cortez, who defeated the Aztecs and their leader Montezuma in modern-day Mexico City, and Francisco Pizarro, who defeated the Incas and their leader Atahualpa. The Spanish looked down upon the natives and quickly developed a social hierarchy that was based on race, basically how pure of white you were. Spain wasn't the only country that wanted lands out west. Another Catholic country named Portugal also wanted similar rights. So in 1494, the Pope decided to draw a line proclaiming all lands west would be granted to Spain, while east would go to Portugal. This was known as the Treaty of Tordesillas. This also meant Brazil and Far East colonies like Java would be Portuguese, and the rest would be Spanish. Even so, Spain was the dominant force at the time due to their incredible navy, known as the Spanish Armada. However, they were soon defeated by English ships in the English Channel when they tried to invade. This, of course, helped to boost English colonization and the rise of the English Navy. Despite this, Spain continued to explore much of the American Southwest. One group they encountered were the Pueblos. These people lived in adobes, which were like stone huts, and were very complex and thus targeted by the Spanish. Juan de Onate was the conquistador who took over, and he helped to establish modern-day New Mexico and the capital of Santa Fe. In 1676, Pope, who was a leader of the Pueblos, expelled the Spanish who had taken control, although this return back to independence was really short-lived. Overall, the Spanish looked down on the natives, and this is evident when natives were conscripted to work on the encomienda system, which were basically forced labor plantations where the Spanish would produce different types of cash crops. And this was also evident in two priests who had conflicting views. Las Casas was different from most of the thinking of Europeans at the time, in that he supported natives' rights, while Sepulveda held the dominating view that natives were basically animals. And over in the eastern parts of the U.S., the natives were still independent from large groups of Europeans. They were usually Mississippians and mound builders who lived near rivers, and they heavily based their lives on hunting, gathering, some farming, and also trade. Their lives, of course, would be altered by the British in the next time period. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and also share these videos with your friends, and check out the next video, Period 2, in this series coming up next.